Let's play some Tower Dominion. Playing Tower Dominion makes you both satisfied and stressed. It's insanely gratifying when you meticulously craft a kill zone and it decimates a wave, but it's also incredibly stressful when you hit a boss wave and they punch right through your defenses. It gives you a little bit of pressure to adapt your defense before the next, even harder wave of aliens breaches your HQ. Tower Dominion is a strategy game according to Google, but Games Market correctly also identifies that it's a roguelike tower defense. It was developed by Broken Spear and Navizio Creations and published by Parallel 45 Games. The story for Tower Dominion is razor thin. You're a commander leading your faction's final stand against the aliens. The alien invasion threatens to wipe out your empire, your headquarters. You have to hold the line. It does have this little blurb on the starting screen though. This game is not trying to target people who like a good story. The game is targeting players who want that tower defense experience mixed a little bit with roguelike, because why not? Clicking this button will do a lot of damage to the aliens on the screen, so you better do it. Here are the menu settings. There aren't really that many of them, and I didn't really change much. The game is primarily designed and works best with a mouse and keyboard on PC. Speaking of which, this game is only available on PC, but it's available on both Steam and the Epic Game Store. There is cross-saving available through Cloud Save on the PC, but there is no cross-play necessary because this is just a single-player game. The game doesn't look flashy, but it does look clean. The visual style is minimalist and yet polished. It's more focused on the function rather than dazzling effects. That being said, the soundtrack does get a little bit addictive. The tracks in this game are tailored to the tempo and mood of the battle. It just enhances the mood. There are no voiceovers in the game, but the sound effects are really crisp and satisfying. The game does not require expensive hardware. The system requirements are very low. So how does the game flow? Well, pick your leader and your difficulty and then start the game. Each game has a set of waves based on the difficulty that you're playing. Prepare your forces for each wave and try and progress and get past the harder boss rounds. If you complete all the waves, you win. If your HQ takes too much damage, you lose. So what is there to do in Tower Dominion? Well, right at the start of the game, you select a faction from one of the 30 available commanders. Each commander provides unique starting abilities and bonuses. Once you're actually in the game, you have a set of phases. There's the expansion phase where after a wave, you might be offered a tile that you need to place on the path. This expands the path and potentially adds entrances where more enemies can spawn. This is this game's unique spin on amazing in tower defense. There's the reward phase, where after a successful wave, you can choose one of 3 randomized reward packages. They can contain new towers, new tower enhancements, or currencies. Note that when you choose a tower here, you're getting 1 instance of this tower. You can build it once, and then you have to wait until you get another reward for it. There's the defense phase. In the defense phase, you use your resources to build and upgrade towers and defenses on the path you just created. Like in most tower defense games, it's good to try and create choke points so that you can more easily protect your HQ. Diving into the specific systems, you've got terrain control. As I mentioned, you're not just building towers, you're building the map itself. Placing tiles is the primary mechanic for creating choke points and long winding paths, which help maximize your tower's efficiency. Not only are there paths on these tiles, but there's also different heights at which towers can be built, which can matter because certain towers get different bonuses based on height. Finishing a run is how you earn permanent meta progression, unlocking new heroes and blueprints for subsequent runs. For currencies, you've got supply, which is used in building and upgrading towers during a wave. You've also got recon, which is a little bit more strategic resource, and it's often used for powerful commander abilities or special upgrades. You can also use recon to re-roll a tile if you don't like the path that you've been presented. You've got towers and upgrades. Towers are faction specific. You can only build the ones you've been offered as a reward. Towers can be upgraded multiple times. You've also got special neutral buildings that can be activated by placing a tower next to them for a powerful bonus, but they are usually out of the way. For enemy variety, you've got regular enemies, elites, and boss enemies. The regular enemies are just basic cannon fodder that test your general DPS. The elites or special enemies include units with specific defenses like high armor, shields, stealth, or movement like flying. This forces you to build specialized counter towers. Finally, you've got boss enemies. The final wave is a major difficulty spike, featuring massive numbers of extremely durable foes. There's no multiplayer in this game, it's purely single player. Additionally, there is no paid to win and no cosmetics. All unlocks, heroes, blueprints, doctrines, etc. are purely earned through gameplay, achievement, and run progression. For the cool things in this game, You've got terrain control. The ability to literally design the path is really nice and forces deep tactical thinking in every run. Additionally, the commander and faction diversity allows replayability because you've got 3 different factions and 30 different heroes. They each have their own playstyles. Try them all. You've also got different roguelike aspects. For the not cool, there is a steep learning curve and lack of information. The in-game tutorial is a little sparse. It kind of just throws you into the deep end. The game is also a bit stingy with stat numbers for towers and enemies, so you kind of just have to try it and see how it goes. Additionally, you can't adjust target priority. A lot of tower defense games allow you to target specific enemies for specific towers, but in this game you've got some towers that have specific fixed target priorities and you can't really change them around. Finally, the difficulty spikes in this game are often exponential, particularly once you get to endless mode. This can feel a little unfair even if you have a seemingly perfect build. I know the first couple times I played this game, I kind of wanted to stop playing. Once I started learning things though, it got a little bit better, a little bit easier to manage. To recap, Tower Dominion is a tower defense game that lets you build the battlefield, which is a pretty fresh take on the genre. It's challenging and pretty addictive. It also brings a roguelite experience to tower defense. You'll lose a lot, but it's a satisfying grind. The graphics are clean, the sound is good, and it's dirt cheap on hardware. I think the game does need better in-game stat transparency and also the ability to target specific enemies, like the strongest enemy or flyers specifically, stuff like that. The core gameplay loop of building the perfect meat grinder is really fun. It does take a bit to learn, but once you do, it feels good. On our patented 0 to 1 scale, we give this game a 0.71 out of 1. If you like this no bullshit review video, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, while you're there, comment below with your favorite tower defense game of all time. Maybe we'll review it. Thank you, good night, and remember to check your heater to make sure it's working before you're in the middle of the winter and really cold. Just to really put the pressure on, we are trying to get to 10K subs by the end of the year, so definitely remember to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, thanks, bye.